Today's Toy Spot, we are looking at the final figure from the DC Multiverse Suicide Squad. We're having a look at Will Smith himself, Deadshot. Deadshot comes with not only the last arm, a last appendage that we needed for Killer Croc, also comes with a small handgun, and comes with an interchangeable head. By the way, all figures do collect and connect and build Killer Croc. Before we get to that though, there's the side of the package, there's Will Smith. West Philadelphia, born and raised. That's on the playground is where he spent most of his days. I'm not going to get into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Good show, by the way. Good show, Will Smith. Fresh Prince. Back to the package. You have your 6 figures to build this Killer Croc, and as I'm sure I sound like a broken record by now, you could have got another Joker and another 2 Harley Quinns if you wanted to get yourself the hoodie Killer Croc. I would have preferred still the hoodie Killer Croc. So a total of 9 figures, I only picked up 7. Sad panda. No read-up. No read-up whatsoever. Nothing at the top there. Nothing down below. Nothing. Just nothing. But there is Mattel. www.mattel.com. Check out more from Mattel. Spot's going to take a break and get the final figure out of packaging. Rest assured, though, when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Multiverse Suicide Squad Deadshot. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get the collect and connect piece out of the way first. Then we'll have a look at Deadshot. Deadshot comes with the last arm. I say last arm, there's only 2 arms on a human being, unless you're Goro. But the last arm needed for Killer Croc. Segue ourselves to the Killer Croc unfinished specimen that we have right here. We'll plug that into place. And there you've got Killer Croc completely finished. It is a little on the weak side, I have to admit, by leaving the hoodie off. I think I would have preferred him much more in that sort of situation. But we'll get into that when we have a look at Killer Croc. Yes, his review will be right around the corner. Right around the corner. Like literally exit out your house, go down the street, it's right around the corner. Right by Mr. McCutcheon's grocery store, variety store. You know, a grocery store, variety store where it's a little bit of both. You could buy anything in there if you want. It's going to be right around the corner from that. Let's move that to the side. Let's have a look at Deadshot here. I have to commend Mattel that they at least gave us 2 variant heads, because they could have been sneaky. I mean, we did get 3 Harley Quinns. We got ourselves 2 Jokers. They could have ultimately packaged this, and I guess it would have been justified. Packaged Deadshot with 2 versions. One with the mask, one without the mask. No, but to a credit to them, Spot's all about giving credit. As a credit to them, they actually gave us the same figure with options. And your options could either be unmasked Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, not quite Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or you could have masked Deadshot. I really don't like this mask on him personally, at least in the movie, but I do appreciate at least he came with it in figure form. Before we get to that, he comes much like Joker with a really sad, pathetic, warped pistol. Look how bad that is. Gonna have to get some water, some hot water, and heat that up. In the meantime, you could put it in his hand. I guess unless it's a trick gun that shoots on angles, like that weird thing they did in Wanted. How did that happen? Just shoots on an angle. That's what he could do. Like he could literally hide around a corner and shoot you with his bent gun. Or it would just blow up in his face. What you can do though is you can take the holstered, or take the gun, let's not get ahead of ourselves, and put it in the equally warped holster. It's because it's rubber, that's the culprit. The holster just gets so warped. As you can see, like, just look at it. It's all squishy. We can slide that in the meantime into that. I wish it came with other firearms, something a little bit bigger, something a little bit more menacing, like a rifle or something. Instead, they opt to give him very bare bones in the way of artillery. Granted, like, look at the level of weapons he's got on him, none of which are removable, but he's got pistols on the back. He's got a knife holstered on his ankle. He's got loads of magazines on the one side of his leg. He's got magazines on the front. No, not those flipping spring catalog magazines. The ammunitions style of magazines. So he's got a lot going on him. Sadly, he just doesn't come with any other accessories, which is kind of a shame. Let me also say, speaking of shame, his leg, shame. His leg is very loose. This leg, not so bad. This leg is very loose. That's a shame. But there is his head sculpt. One of the better ones. There it is. Oh, didn't mean to scare you so fast of emotion there. It's one of the better head sculpts from the Suicide Squad line. In fact, I might even say that this is my third favorite figure in this wave. It's about you just kind of revealing your hand. You normally don't do that. I know, normally I don't. But this might be my third favorite figure from this wave. The head sculpt is good. A little bit of something on the front of his head. I don't know if it's just a little black spot there. But other than that, the face looks pretty good. Pretty good as a whole. You can go ahead and pop the head off though. Just like that. Very large ball joints on all of these figures. They don't have to be so excessive. Smaller ball joints work just as fine, FYI. And there is masked Deadshot, if you prefer that look instead of Will Smith's unmasked head. The choice is completely yours. There is his masked counterpart. I just don't personally like the mask. I didn't like it in the movie. It looked weird. I don't know if it's the texture that they gave it. I didn't personally like the design. I think if it was smoother, maybe it didn't have this front part to it, I think I would have liked it a little bit more. But I just wasn't crazy about it. That's just me though. The rest of his outfit is nice. It still is very much Deadshot's outfit, though just taken to the movie level. The combination of the red and then the body armor black that's on the front chest piece here. He's got some chest or plates on his arms as well. That red continues on, although coming across a little bit darker. Of course, the magazines are more burgundy, whereas this comes across more like a raspberry red. Burgundy on the magazines. He's got that same coloring on his knee pads, and of course the warped gun. He's got a couple of gauntlets there on the sides of his arms there as well. This I kind of wish was painted. I mean, you don't really see it from the front. You're not going to really display the figure like this. Maybe you are. Maybe you're one of those weird people that do that. Paint's pretty good, though. I have no real issues with the paint. Then on the top there, let's scroll. I say scroll. Let's bring the camera in there. On the top, it says, I don't know what that says. It says HT the way. I am Thelig MT the way. I don't know. It's again, it's very distorted. But the figure though as a whole is good. No real issues with it other than a little loosey-goosey on the leg. For your articulation, Deadshot's head is on a ball joint. Hinged shoulders, rotate all the way around. Here's a swivel point on the bicep, bend at the elbow. Also rotates at the gauntlet rather than rotates at the bend at the elbow, so it's a little bit different than some of the other figures we've looked at. Here's a rotation on the wrists. Well, let me rephrase that. He does have a torso crunch, but the way that the torso is, let me show you. It almost as if you have to angle it back in order to see the pivot. Front way, normally you would crunch the torso forward, but you can't do that with Deadshot because they've sculpted where the crunch would have been, but they still include the crunch, which really doesn't make much sense to me. Here's a rotation on the waist. Legs are forward and back, out, really loose. Swivel on the lower area of the leg, a bend at the knee, a little rotation going on there, and a hinge in the foot. Despite the fact that his leg is as loose as it is, and I don't think that's every Deadshot, that's probably just mine because I'm lucky like that. As a whole, figure is good. Not really sure which way I'd display him though, whether I would display him with the Will Smith head or if I'd display him with the Deadshot head. But either way, the figure is pretty good, I have to admit, for this Mattel release. Today's Toy Spot, we're looking at the final figure from the Suicide Squad releases, and this was Deadshot. Stay tuned, like I said, right around the corner. Don't literally go outside your house and go down the corner. Nothing's going to be there. Maybe a dark alleyway. that's really horrible because I don't know where necessarily you're living, but maybe there's not a dark alleyway right around the corner from your house. Either way, right around the corner, not quite in the sense of YouTube, right around the corner, we're going to have a look at Killer Croc. His video will be coming up next. Certainly though, as always, thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.